Should we start? Welcome to the XYZ podcast. I am Millennial Producer Tony. This is episode 34. Joining me, as always, are our hosts, Gen X Brian.
Hey, everybody.
And Gen Z Winston.
What it do?
What it do?
It's never the same type of intro here.
No, but it's episode 34. Different. Episode 34.
That's crazy. You got 34 minutes in the bag, huh?
Before we forget, like to give, well, you probably had in your notes, producer man, to props if anybody's noticed our new outro music.
It's great.
It's a banger.
It is a banger. It is a banger.
I would put Exhibit on it if I could. But...
Well,
we got new outro music. We got like the waiting room music for the Twitch stream. All from Dewan.
Courtesy. Yeah, all from Dewan Rabbit Productions. Anyway,
yes.
Just wanted to say thank you for that again. Updating the sound.
Yeah, huge shout out to Dewan.
So I had a question that I wanted to ask, probably Winston more than Tony. And can you explain to me, like, the stages of relationships now? How do they work? There seems to be extra steps or extra stops on the relationship train, whatever.
It's so funny. Like I know what you're asking about, and somebody have asked me this before, but I don't know it off the top of my head anymore. Like, do you have like a point of reference?
So
where...
in my brain, back when you were in high school, and I'm asking about this because this was for my daughter, trying to explain the stage that she's in with this boyfriend. Okay, but I'm not sure if it's called that yet. There's.
Are we allowed to air this? Are we allowed to air this on the internet?
Sure. No. Yeah. So that's just got me thinking that there's clearly more stages that have been introduced. So when I was in 7th grade and you liked a girl, you got up the courage and you asked her out, which doesn't really, that's a weird way to put it, because in 7th grade, you're not really going out anywhere.
You hang out at recess.
Right. Maybe that's where it stems from.
Maybe you go outside.
Yeah, outside. And that was it, right? That was it. But now there's the talking stage, there's the hanging out stage. I mean, I don't understand why there's all these extra stages. Why don't you just go from, hey, we've discovered we like each other. Yeah. Let's be boyfriend and girlfriend. Let's go out. Let's go steady if we're going back to the 1950s or whatever. They went steady.
Well, what I've figured is like boys are afraid of women now. It's like that's just a normal thing. Like, we're just afraid of girls. It's like,
but funny, they would say the same thing about guys.
Yeah, and it's just like, I think with just how quick everyone is that new? No, someone in chat says that. But
yeah, right.
Yeah, I feel like kids have now kind of realized that it's like you do have to put in a lot more effort to get with someone that you really like.
Yeah, the phones have ruined anybody's effort, man. That's
what I think it is. Because but I in my head, I thought you were gonna like you were asking about like the different stages, because I had this conversation.
No, I definitely am.
No. But what I was gonna say, this other stage was the first base, second base, third base thing. Like that was
those are different.
That's after dating.
Those are different. Those are different markers.
But I will say this before I get back to it, is apparently the first, second, and third stage isn't what the first, second, and third base was anymore. Apparently. It's still sex and all that, but it's not. It's a lot more different pacing than it was before.
Well, what is okay? So what is the first stage? Talking?
Not talking bases. We're talking stages, right?
Yes, so nobody brought up bases.
I brought it up. No, because that's what I thought. That's
your fault.
No, it is. But I'm saying I thought that was the conversation. But
no.
That's
why would he be asking about that?
I'm saying
clues.
No. I'm saying those bases. This is completely away from the conversation.
It's completely off base.
It's off base, but I'm saying the bases aren't what they used to be anymore.
Bases are loaded, right?
Yeah,
that's true.
Okay. Oh, anyway, so back to the relationship stages.
Yeah,
okay.
Thank you. Yeah.
Okay. So it's talking stage, which is where you're kind of getting to know each other, right?
Okay.
Realistically, that's not even the first stage. The first stage is finding somebody, right?
Oh, yeah.
I thought you were going to say the stalking phase, where you just go look at all their social media.
Yeah.
That is what he's saying, I think.
It is, yeah. So it's like
Lurker stalker
you
phase.
have to know this person, right? So you're gonna have to like kind of do your background search on them. And if you're not your daughter's age, but like me when I was in college, then if you're on a dating app, you just gotta keep swiping. That's the swiping stage where you're gonna keep swiping.
I didn't even think about. I didn't even
Exactly.
think about that.
So it's like, but as a guy, you don't get to be selective about it. You kind of just cast a wide net and then narrow your searches down from there.
Oh man. So let me ask you this. Of your roommates, you got, is it like standard practice now for dudes in their 20s to be on a dating app?
Oh yeah, for sure.
That's like standard practice.
Yeah.
In addition to the
Yeah.
possibility of meeting someone in real life.
Yeah. Well, I think it's harder to meet someone in real life more than it is to find somebody online now.
Well, of course. Well, yeah, there's always somebody online.
You would have to, shall we say, cover all your bases.
A lot of basis talk tonight, huh?
So you're saying if you can't find a girl, it's like a swing and a miss. Is that what you're saying?
Like on the app? Yeah, of course. Because it's just you're just gonna go on there. Okay, I
you
would
strike
say,
out if you don't find anybody.
I would tell you this. I would tell you this. I used to go on like dating apps, and it was just like it got to the point where I'm like, I can't be selective, so I just kept swiping right until it ran out of swipe, and then I would just close the app.
To the end. I'm sorry, you've gotten to the end.
No, they put a limit on it.
You?
They stop you. They say, hey, if you want more swipe, pay us $15 a month. You get the premium version of the dating app. And that's what I was gonna say is once you get to that stage, you're like, holy shit, I can't believe I'm paying for a dating app. But it's like I've never gone there, so I can't explain how different it is. If I could pull my roommate in, I would totally ask. But no,
they don't put all the ugly girls up front, so you're
that's what I'm saying. They're in the back. But I remember
hot girls are behind a paywall.
Yeah, exactly.
They always.
But like, so like the premium feature would be like, oh, you got 10 swipe. Like 10 people like you, pay $15 and we'll show you who it is. But otherwise, you kind of have to
robots.
Yeah,
that like you.
Yeah. Most of the time, A, it's bots, or B, it'll be like a really blurry photo. So back in the day, people would kind of like just take a screenshot of whatever, like the blur photo, and they'll zoom all the way out to get a better idea what the image looked like, and they'll just search for that person.
You just rub Vaseline on the lens.
Yeah.
Oh exactly.
Man. But yeah. So anyway, so that's stage one is the research,
stalking, research, stage, stalking. Yeah.
Stage two is when you finally talk to these people. So this
is after hours of research.
After hours of research,
background checks.
You finally sucked it up. You send them a little message and you say, hey, what's up? Right. Okay. I don't know about you guys and how you guys met your partner. But like when I texted my current girlfriend, it was a lot more tame than what I used to send people.
That's probably good. That's why
she's my girlfriend.
Yeah, that's exactly. Yeah, she doesn't respond to lunatics.
Yeah, exactly. But like it was just like when you're on a dating app, you gotta like do something to make yourself stand out from everyone else, right? So it's just like a lot of time you go to the pickup lines, which doesn't really work out, or you just say something real outlandish. Once you finally get somebody to message you back, that's when you finally actually talk to these people. So that's the talk.
It's a lot like fishing.
It is. That's all it is.
Yeah.
And so that's why I say you gotta cast a wide net because
now we're going with fishing.
Yeah, we're doing
metaphors.
fishing. Yeah. Okay. So once you start talking to these people, and that could last however long, depends on how fast you want to take things or how slow you want to take things. Normally,
how good your text game is, in other words.
Yeah, literally, and how much that person is feeling you too. Like if you found and so normally if you meet somebody on an app or like you're messaging them through an app, I usually say it's 2 days before you like ask for their actual phone number.
Is this like when you get a girl's number, you wait 2 days or 3 days to call her? Is this like the new that?
Basically, but it's like you're gonna match with this person, you're gonna talk to this person on a different app for 2 days. So if 2-day max, then you're gonna get their number. And then that's when you message them on their
you're saying talk through the app and then you get their message and then you have direct line to communicate.
Exactly. So that's the next stage.
Do you say, I thought you said on another app. So if you find them on a dating app, do you then go to another app to start talking to them
and
then get their phone number?
You can. It's an optional thing, but it's like if you like a lot of the time I remember like I would ask a girl for their number and they'll be like, oh, I don't want to really give you my number yet because I don't know you. I'll be like, okay, well give me your Instagram. Then I'll spend 2 days on Instagram, then I'll ask for the number again. Like that's what it is. So anyway, so yeah, it's chaotic.
It's exhausting to hear this, man.
You're going through all these hoops or whatever. So after you finish talking to these people on their phone, like on their iMessage, or you finally get a phone call in here and there, a little FaceTime session, then you're gonna ask them to go hang out. And then you have like a first date, second date. Then you can ask them to be your boyfriend or girlfriend. And then you're in a relationship.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like a 5-step process, man. It's terrible.
Okay.
It is complicated though. That's why a lot of time nowadays they don't call it a relationship. It's just a situationship. Have you heard that term?
Yes, that's stupid. That's a stupid millennial term. I'm gonna saddle Tony's generation with that. That's a dumb situational ship. Back in the day, the most obnoxious thing on social media was on Facebook. You could have your relationship status, and people would put
it's complicated.
Like, shut up. Nobody cares. You're good. Yes, you're letting everybody know you're a pain in the ass or he's a pain in the ass. Great
Exactly.
job.
Just air your dirty laundry.
Yeah,
love that. But yeah, no, it's terrible for like the dating market now. That's why like I would talk to my roommates and be like, oh, like how's the market looking? He goes, it's terrible, man. It's a terrible time.
Market conditions are poor.
Yeah, exactly. It was like looking a little bearish, huh?
Oh man.
But yeah, anyway, I hope that clears. I hope that clears it up.
It didn't. It confirmed that it is as confusing as it seems.
Yeah.
And I'm grateful I'm not in that boat.
Yeah. It's terrible.
I would not know how to navigate. So, I tied in another fishing. That was unintentional fishing metaphor.
Oh, all right. But yeah,
well, Tony, we before air, we had the pleasure of saying hello to your father.
Yes,
in town. That was awesome. And he let us know that he has given us nicknames, and I am so excited to find this out.
I was gonna say
he apparently refuses on his own to call you by your actual names. So we've talked about nicknames before. Talked about how I acquired my nickname Rico
Suave.
And
yeah.
Also discussed that you never get to choose your nicknames.
No.
So this is perfect because you didn't get to choose these either.
It's like we're getting knighted, Brian.
Unless they're insulting or they make fun of us.
They're not that bad.
Or they reveal a deep.
It's racist.
Winston, we're going to start with you.
Oh, God.
Speaking of racism.
Speaking of racism is crazy.
You shall no longer be Winston. You are henceforth known as Charleston.
Charleston?
Yeah.
Like Charleston?
Yeah.
Or the city of.
For the city.
Winston Salem. No, he's Charleston.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
Why?
Yeah.
This was his reasoning. Just because.
Okay. Right.
No reason.
That's hilarious. Okay.
Brian's nickname went through stages.
Oh jeez.
He couldn't land on one for Brian. So
it started with ball-headed guy.
And the other. Like
the
Gilligan's
other.
Island. Like Gilligan's Island. No.
Professor
First, I think you were Bob.
Bob
Just
and Charleston
name.
here.
Yeah.
Then Bob became Slim.
Slim. I like that.
I was like, Slim's pretty good. I like that one.
Yeah.
But I think he's landed on Norm.
Norm.
One.
Like
so he had a
McDonald's?
reasoning for this one. He said, one, because you seem to be the most normal. I'm going, okay.
All right. Yeah.
And he's also like, you talk about bourbon and drinking that you reminded him from Norm from Cheers.
Norm from Cheers. Well, you go from Slim to Norm. Norm is a hefty fellow, and Slim's a slim fellow. But I'll take either one of those.
Okay.
What do you think, Charleston?
I think it's cool. No.
Do you have one, Tony? I mean,
Yeah,
I have labeled myself accordingly for tonight.
Chappy?
Chappy. Yeah.
It's like
okay.
Yeah.
Oh yes, Chappy. Like that? Or like, does it have to do with the pants? Do you have a pair of chaps?
No, from Iron Eagle.
Is that a 80s
Iron
film?
Eagle?
I think that's an 80s film.
Yes, 1986 was a
Helicopter movie?
flight movie, action war movie.
Yeah.
Yes, there was a character in there
Named Chappy.
So the main guy, Louis Gossett Jr., was Charles Chappie Sinclair.
Should have been Charleston Chappie Sinclair.
Charleston Chappie. So we were talking about Miami last time in South Beach. When my wife and I were down in South Beach, we were at a club and there was a guy who came into the club wearing assless chaps.
No way.
I kid you not.
With a thong on or nothing?
No, they were assless chaps.
No, but what's under the chaps? Just ass?
It was just ass. Yeah.
Like no underwear, no nothing.
I don't think so. I didn't really go in to look, but anytime I
Does
think of
chaps
chaps,
cover the front, or is it just the side?
I guess it is the side, but
just
these
the
were like
side, the
full leg
legs.
chaps, but the back side was removed. So I know that might get you down to South Beach. I know you were kind of, not sure if you needed a reason to go down there. I figured I'd let you know when.
If we get 50 subs for the Twitch, I'm gonna wear assless chaps and fly down.
Oh
to
my
Miami.
goodness. 50 subs for the Twitch. That
Yeah.
sounds like some like secret language. I know what it means, but it's like
Yeah.
what are these words?
No, literally. I'm hearing
But-
words, but they don't make sense.
Yeah.
I understand these words, but separately.
Yeah, yes, individually.
That's hilarious. Did you guys see my username though?
What are you?
VTubers connoisseur.
You're a VTuber connoisseur?
Yeah, so I can finally check it off my list. We're gonna talk about VTubers today.
Are we talking about the baseball game?
Yeah.
Oh,
You
yeah.
saw it? You
Oh,
saw
yeah.
it?
Oh,
Ah!
Okay, we got to stop right here. You guys have just, I know.
Or
okay,
baseball.
Yeah.
Well, but you're having sports conversations. That's weird enough.
Yeah.
So explain to the average, 6-year-old plus who would not, 40-year-old
Hold on,
plus.
I'm 36.
Okay, 40-year-old plus who don't know what VTubers are
All right.
or who
so V-
VTubers are or
okay.
whatever.
So VTubers are virtual tubers. That's what the V stand for, right?
And a
also-
tuber, you mean a YouTuber, not a
No, they're
vegetable.
not a YouTuber.
A tuber.
No, but
No?
they're not a YouTuber. They
Root
can
vegetable,
be on
yes.
YouTube. They're not a YouTuber specifically. They're streamers. That's what
Streamers.
they are.
Okay, so
They're
they can.
us. They're us basically, but not real. They're virtual. So a VTuber is a
So
lot
not
of
us
time-
at all. Not.
Well, they do what we do, but they get paid a lot more money than we do.
Oh, so what do we
Without-
need to do for
They're-
that part?
Imagine us, but not at all like us.
Yeah,
Right,
but
that's what
not-
I'm hearing. That's what I'm
imagine-
hearing.
Imagine us, but we're girls, and then we all speak in a highly pitched Japanese accent
Why would we want to do that?
because they get paid, man.
Making money.
Making
Well, I'm not a
money.
Japanese girl. Like
Half of them aren't either. They just learn how to speak Japanese, and people eat it up every time.
konnichiwa.
Exactly. Hi. I don't know.
Hi.
Yeah.
Hi.
And so, okay,
Hi.
so VTubers originally started out from Japan. Essentially, again, they are just streamers like me and you, but because they aren't comfortable with showing what their faces is, they put it
feel that.
behind. Yeah, they put it behind a virtual anime character, and there's
Avatar. Yeah.
it's an avatar, correct?
So this is basically like a really really fancy filter. The one that turns
Pretty
people
much.
into cats.
Kind
on,
of.
on
Like
Zoom.
a lot of them have VR sets and like kind of like mocap suits and
Yeah.
stuff that capture
geez,
them.
that
Yeah,
so
yeah.
man.
That's like the advance. Normally, if they're just streaming, they'll play a game and they'll have their webcam or their phone configured with whatever program that they use that allows to capture their eyes and mouth. So when they talk, the characters talk.
Wow.
And when they move, their head will move along with it. You'll never see it. It never slip because it's going through this third-party app where you have your character model on that. And that's crazy is people get paid a ton of money designing these characters. So to
Right, I
be a
guess because they have to
VTuber
be original. Yeah, you can't use
Right.
copyrighted ones.
Exactly. A lot of time they will always be an original characters. So you're paying an artist to design this character super in depth detail. So that's like $1,000 or like, a few $100s. And then you gotta pay somebody to rig the model for the animation. And then once you have that, you can finally start streaming and you'll use your own character and you'll
And then
start
hope
out-
people like that character, and then you. Oh wow, that's
Yes.
crazy.
But
So
they're
here's the
they're
thing.
very popular because it's
Here's the thing. Well, hold on. I'll get to it. Right. When you start out as a VTuber, you are just an independent VTuber. You're basically like the YMCA Hooper, right? You're just there. You're just balling. If you're good and people like you, you can go pro, basically. Because there are companies out there who literally their whole thing, corporations in Japan, who whole thing is just VTuber entertainment.
wow.
So they'll come in, they'll give you this contract. They say, hey, we're gonna pay you yada yada amount over however many years.
Then what do they promote? The gear or video games?
You're the promoter. You're a talent. You're like an NBA player. You're playing for a team, and they get a percentage of whatever you make. So like
Okay.
So like donations and ad revenues, sometimes you can keep your own ad revenues. Otherwise, if you're getting donations and you get, say, $10, they'll say, hey, we'll keep like $6 or $5 of this. The rest could be yours. But you're getting this giant platform to do all these things on, right? So then
What do they do? What are these things? What are they doing? Are they
So
singing? Are they
they'll-
dancing? They playing
there's-
video games?
Literally, so they'll sing, they'll dance, they'll play video games.
Oh, gee.
Yeah,
I was
no, like
just-
I'm not
I
joking.
was just kidding.
And I'm not joking. If they hit a certain milestone as this character, they can get special privileges. So they can get like something a company would pay for. So like say, oh, if I hit 1 million sub, I want to do a 3D concert. The company will pay for your flight, fly you out of Japan, go to one of their mocap studio. They'll have your character rigged up, and you'll be in the studio. You can sing and dance, and obviously that generate revenue. So they encourage you to do it. So you know, like, yeah, and it's insane, man. It's like this whole, and it's not
like the
just
Gorillas, the band the Gorillas, except they're animated.
pretty much, and they were technically original VTubers, you know, or I was gonna say Hatsune Miku, but I don't think Hatsune Miku is a tuber, so I can't say that.
Okay, so these people now have made the jump to the mainstream. This has been going on for a while, obviously overseas too. So
And it really pops off during the pandemic, because I got into it during the pandemic. Like, I don't get me wrong, I don't.
Were you
watch
streaming as a character?
No. I was watching them, and I was watching them religiously. I was just like,
I think they became popular because you could do it on your own. You almost have to do it on your own.
Yeah.
So it didn't matter that the pandemic was going on because you're sitting at
content
home
in your bedroom,
yes,
your studio or whatever.
But they gained viewership during the pandemic because nobody had anything else to do, and it's just like, everyone fell in love with anime during the pandemic.
I did not, but
well, not you, but at least a lot of people my age fell in love with anime during the pandemic, because we're just like, we're sitting around, we got nothing to do, so we would watch a lot of anime, and then here comes these interactive anime girls, right? And so they got like boob physics, so when the character jumps, it's like it jiggles and stuff. It's so weird.
I'm glad Japan's working on these problems, or solve these problems for future
seriously.
society.
And so, and it's just like these girls, a lot of time they were already famous before as like a VTuber, and then they'll quit and they'll be like, well, what the hell? Like, why did this person quit? But it's because once you sign with these people, you have to work for them almost like 6 months in advance, where they train you to be a professional VTubers. And they'll like encourage you to learn Japanese so that you can interact with like Japanese fans and stuff like that.
Do you want to pull up the clip?
Now we know what they are. So you're pulling.
He's going to pull up this clip of a recent thing with them. So
them being VTubers.
Yes. I have a feeling that they've gotten very popular as well, because you got a lot of lonely people who watch a lot of anime and relate more to these characters than they do real people sometimes. So this is like a way to feel that, like, oh, these anime characters are one step closer to real life. And now I can interact, instead of just watching a show, now I can interact with them. They'll talk back. And then you get that
parasocial
relationship. Thank you. Where they know nothing about you, but you spend hours and hours and hours watching them, and you feel like you know these people very well, and they have no idea you exist.
And a lot of time, Brian,
sounds very healthy.
These dudes would spend hundreds of thousands of dollars on these girls just in donation. They will, like, a lot of time they'll send like $100 donation, $200 donation, all within one stream.
And what are they streaming? They're just
video games. Sometimes they'll stream themselves cooking. Sometimes they'll stream themselves doing like an activity. So it's like you'll see like the character face and everything, but they'll do an actual like webcam, and it's them wearing like a glove, so you can only see their hand, and you don't even really see their hand. You just hear them interacting in real life, and you see their mouth moving.
And then once they get so big, different VTubers can interact with each other. So they'll do a group stream. So it's like, my two favorite people are having a stream together.
And then
this is so weird. Okay, show me this clip so I can see what you're talking about.
So it's spilling over into real life now.
So the reason why I even brought this up is because the LA Dodgers,
the Dodgers
had a HoloLive night. And HoloLive is the giant VTuber corporation that I told you about in Japan. They, for whatever reason, got 3 of their really big VTuber stars to appear on the Jumbotron. And it was like they were selling merch.
7th inning stretch.
Yeah, they were selling merch outside that was a wrap around the stadium of people waiting. They even did the drone show, and they had the girls singing "Take Me to the Ball Game." And it's just bizarre.
So it seems, before you share this, Brian, this is brilliant for 2 reasons. One, you show it to sports fans, and you might hook some more people. A lot of people like you were going, this is weird. But there's going to be people that didn't know that existed and now do. Plus, the other way around. You know why there's a wrap around the stadium for merch? Because a bunch of nerds showed up to a baseball game that they otherwise never would have been to.
Oh, that's true.
So both sides are winning out. It's like this seems like a really weird collaboration. I think this is brilliant.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of
Tony's marketing minute right there.
Yeah. There's a lot of different clips, but the first one I'm going to show you is this girl. Her name is Gargura. She is a shark girl.
This one I'm familiar with. Yeah.
So she is essentially, can you see it?
Yes.
She is essentially the biggest VTuber on Earth right now.
Okay, and this is taking in Dodger Stadium.
This is in the Dodger Stadium. Here she is. There's Gura.
She's just a cartoon.
No sound though.
Oh, well, sorry. Reshare.
You got to talk yourself through it. That's the only way it works.
Right. Okay, here we go. But as you can see, it's literally, she's just moving her head, her mouth is moving, her eyes is blinking. That's it.
That could be an animation.
It's her,
like,
man.
But that's it's a live person.
How do we know that though? How does your average, like, if I'm looking at this, I'm thinking that this is some cute anime cartoon they have singing "Take Me Out to the Ball Game." I have no idea that that's tied to a real person.
But that's because you don't watch VTubers, so you don't, you're just assuming it's an animation. But
exactly, but
I would
Tony's
assume
point,
that
though,
at some point before or after they had them interacting.
Yeah, there probably is clip of it. Obviously, I wasn't there, but check this out. They even did a drone show.
Great radio.
Yes.
Right.
Drone shows make for great.
Hey,
Oh,
if you'd like to see what we're watching, check us
Yeah.
out live on Twitch.
Man, the stuff you can do with drones now though is pretty amazing.
Check this out. So they made Gura throwing a baseball. Like, that's insane. And then that's a Pekora, that's a rabbit girl. And then here's Suisei, I think.
So what is your demographic that is into this sort of thing, into VTubers?
Losers.
Got him! Yeah.
Listen.
Nerds.
Nerds, dweebs. I'm freaking loser.
Neat.
God. Yeah.
Well, you just talked about it for 30 minutes. I don't know why you're making fun of these people. You clearly know a lot about it.
I got out of it, man. I never listen.
I quit, dude.
He crawled and dug his way through the trenches, and he's back, man.
I'm 2 years sober from VTubers.
Charleston is 2 years sober.
Yeah, exactly.
Off the tubers.
But yeah, so it's weird. Like, they have like freaking VTubers baseball cards that they were selling, and I'm like 90% sure if I look it up, they were probably selling for $100-$200.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah. Take nerds out to the ball game.
No, seriously. And so I don't understand how. Listen, the reason why I quit realistically was not.
I quit. Why?
I quit was not because
I had to stop chasing that high, man.
No,
never as good as the first one.
I quit wasn't because I got bored of them. I quit because I applied to be a VTuber and they denied me. And I said, fuck this company. And I just stopped consuming their media completely. Because
you applied like a job application?
Yes, they apply and you got to do an audition if they choose.
What skills are they looking for?
Just communicative skills.
Can you talk to chat?
Basically.
Can we apply as a group?
We should, right? We should. I think.
You know the cheapest way to get Brian that fursuit? VTuber.
I don't want a fursuit, man.
Exactly.
Put like some Johnny Bravo animation on top of me. I'm capture, and I'll get down with that.
Listen, Brian,
that's cool.
If you become a VTuber, they'll give you a budget for whatever characters you want.
That sounds like a good long-term plan. That gravy train's never gonna end for those people.
But what's crazy is, Brian, these girls are racking in so much money.
It's just girls though. There's no dude.
No, there is dudes. That's what I'm trying to tell you. There are male tubers and female tubers. There's like a whole demographics for them.
That's how the tubers reproduce.
Yeah, exactly. But like the male tubers aren't as successful as the female VTubers.
So you were right the first time.
Successful.
They're not as successful.
I'm going to tell you why they're popular.
Yeah.
Are these animations? Are they people? Are they like animals? Are they weird characters?
Like the characters. A lot of the time
like cats.
they're like a human animal mix. It's like you're like half halfway there into being a furry, but
Oh,
because they're
jeez.
human, it's okay.
Why does every
Uh,
conversation turn back to? I think you guys. That's
That's right,
the.
Brian. We've been microdosing you this whole time.
I know. I see you have a problem.
Yeah.
Anthrocon is happening now in Pittsburgh, and
Oh.
people in fursuits were stuck at the Pittsburgh airport
Oh,
That
really?
must smell lovely.
for
Oh,
hours.
Oh my gosh. I mean, it's so hot everywhere. I walked outside and just opened the door and I'm like, I'm sweating. Why am I already sweating?
It's awful.
It's very hot. But that's all right. It's the dog days of summer.
Yeah. But anyway, I finally am glad that I was able to talk about VTubers. I wanted to get this out of my system for a whole year now. So being
And
able to,
I think I originally said I don't think a lot of people know what
Listen.
VTubers are.
I've been waiting for the perfect time to strike.
So
And
it's entered the mainstream, and that
Yep.
was it, huh?
Man, the baseball
Exactly.
analogies just keep going. Speaking of, listen, I'm gonna keep the train rolling. It's been happening the whole time. It's the unintended theme for today. It is summertime.
Yeah.
I want to talk. So you mentioned VTuber baseball cards.
Yeah.
Let's talk collections that we
Oh.
had as
Oh, like,
children.
yeah.
I thought you were going to say, let's talk Garbage Pail Kids.
You know
Didn't we
Garbage
already
Pail
talk
Kids?
about it? No, we talk about Cabbage Patch Kid,
We're
right?
talking
Yes,
about Cabbage
okay,
Patch
so
Kids. You know
dude,
Garbage
to-
Pail Kids.
Is it supposed to be like kind of like a ugly doll type thing, right?
Well, it was a series of cards. So this was in response to the success and hugeness of the Cabbage Patch doll, that they thought a cheeky little fun cartoon pack of cards, baseball card style, you'd release Garbage Pail Kids.
That
And they
looks
were
so
like,
nasty.
they're like beat up, and they have like names like what? Like
Puking Paul.
there you go. Thank you.
And
Eaten
yeah,
lawn.
So instead of the cute babies, now these Garbage Pail Kids are doing gross things that cute
Yeah.
Cabbage Patch babies would not do.
Stabby Steven, and he's like
He's got knives
full
in-
of
yeah.
knives. Yeah.
Yeah.
it's-
I
What-
was a huge Garbage Pail Kid fanatic, as you can tell from me
Mm.
jumping on that one. But they were sold. You got like 5, and you got a stick of gum like baseball cards.
Oh, really? So
Yeah.
they were just cards, is all it was.
They're just
Yeah, you
trading
would.
cards. Yeah.
Yeah, you'd go.
Ah.
You'd go up and you'd just see how many you can get, and you'd always want to get a new one, and
So-
to add to your collection.
Like, did you have a collection of that, Brian?
At one point, I probably had a fairly thick deck of Garbage Pail Kid cards.
Yeah.
Not sure where they went.
That's hilarious.
Did you keep them in like a shoebox, or did you have like a binder?
I don't think I had a binder.
Listen, Brian, they are
do
going
think I had a
for
box.
$80 a piece for some of these.
See, I'm sure I put them in a brown bag and sold them at a garage sale for like
Yeah.
$1. I don't need those anymore. Those were
Yeah.
hilarious, but who needs those? Yes.
Did
Right.
you collect baseball cards or anything though back in the day?
No, I never did. I wasn't.
So
really
other
huge
than
into
Garbage
sports.
Pail Kids, what did you like had a short collection of, like something you got really into and then kind of just like gave up after like a short period of time?
Well, in the 80s, they figured out making sets and collections and always adding new stuff,
Yeah.
like stokes the consumerism in you. So a lot of the things that I was, advertised as a kid were stuff like that. Like you could always add onto the collection,
Right.
They had these little like pink dudes called Muscle Men, and they were just little guys, and they were just hilarious, like weird wrestlers. They like were little, probably an inch tall, and they were little rubber guys. Then they were like wrestlers, and you just had all these
yeah.
bizarre looking ones. And so, in your same thing, it's like the Garbage Pail Kids. Like I need to buy more so I can get some ones that I don't have for my collection.
Were they like stretchy or anything? Or was it
No,
just-
they were just
Really?
like little man. Again, you did nothing with them. You laughed at how they looked, and you went over your collection. It was just
It was just figures.
Yeah.
You did what I'm doing.
right. Except mine were little muscle men wrestlers, and yours are anime girls. That's a big
Right.
difference. Is that?
But which one is, as a man, right? Wouldn't it be more weird to collect half naked men than girls?
Yes, but as a child, it's fine.
It's funny.
And it's up to you to determine where that line is.
Yeah, exactly.
when does that flip?
Right. What about you, Tony? What do you have? I can get to mine after.
Listen, as I've gotten older, the collections have gotten worse. I will say that. I've got a very large board game collection. I've got a large
What-
Blu-ray collection. I
Yeah.
collect records. I collect comic books. I
Well,
collect.
those are things that you can
But
you
that's-
use though. Those are not like useless
But-
memorabilia.
But those are also things that you're still collecting. What is something that you got into and it just stopped halfway through.
Did you ever have a stamp collection?
I didn't have a stamp collection.
Exactly.
I'll say this. I don't collect Star Wars action figures anymore. I know some people do. I mean, there's still Star Wars stuff coming out, but me and my brother we didn't have any of the old Kenner ones. We started in the 90s with there was a line called Power of the Force, and it being the 90s, like comic book characters, they all had real skinny legs, but their chests and arms were the biggest things you've ever seen. So it was like you'd buy a Luke Skywalker and he's freaking jacked. It's like he didn't look like that in the movie at all.
Luke
Not even
in the
close,
gym.
man. But it was just like Luke's jacked and Han's jacked and Vader's jacked and
Right.
Leia's jacked. Like everybody's way too big. It's freaking weird.
It's the Star Wars, the
hilarious.
jacked collection.
Yeah, it's like I don't know what Power of the Force is, but I think they're all juicing.
Yeah, that is. That
Yeah.
is.
They were doing steroids and on Trent the whole time.
There you go, man.
Yeah.
They could sell a supplement.
It was a lot of Star Wars as a kid. So we had the
Yeah,
action figures. Again, I've got
Does that make him turn in one, Winston? Is that
Into
you
what?
have to turn in Star Wars?
Yeah.
stuff in? Yeah.
Yes, I
Yeah.
do realize this.
Yeah.
We had action
Like
figures. We had the vehicles. We had like Star Wars micro machine sets.
Oh,
We had
geez.
the
Micro machines.
lightsabers.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Okay.
And now all of that's sitting in a box somewhere.
Yeah, some of it is sitting in this house.
You're not gonna turn to eBay and
What? Are they boxed still? Because I mean, if they are, then you can probably.
I mean, I've got like a big long plastic tote that has my lightsabers in it.
Right.
So
that's right. We've once talked about
not
Tony's
all of-
lightsaber.
not all of them
expo.
are mine, and it is kind of neat having them. So I don't think I'll get rid of them.
Tony, I think your mom.
in case someone breaks in.
Your mom in chat said in the basement and attic.
Yeah, if they're not here, then they're at their house.
Oh my goodness!
That's
you
hilarious.
have crates of lightsabers stashed everywhere,
That's hilarious.
as if you
like
could,
like
when-
Indiana Jones. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Winston, you collect things?
Yeah, like so when I was a kid, I loved to collect Ho Chi Minh photo cards. I'm lying. I'm joking. But that was
see,
that,
I thought,
but that was a real thing. That was a real thing in Vietnam. Like they sold like packs of just photo cards of great leader Ho Chi Minh that you could just buy, and it
Did
was
it come
like
with a stick of gum?
no, it was communism, man. You're not allowed to have gum over there.
Oh, they should have.
Yeah, right.
Oh,
Dang, it would
would've
be
sold
only the
more.
good thing in that pack.
Exactly.
It's the
Anyway,
only only bright spot.
exactly. But let me elaborate on that. When I was in school, like there was a project where they were like, hey, you need to like make like a scrapbook of like just photos of Ho Chi Minh, and so you will like go to like buy a pack of these tiny little boxes for like $5, and it'll have like 10 photos, and then you can like cut them out and like tape them on like a little.
Let's say did everybody's school project look the same? Did everybody have
Yeah.
the same cards they cut out? And
Well, a lot of the time people would have different photos, or like because it will be in different packs, so there'll be like multiple different
the Ho
photos.
Chi Minh action series.
Yeah, exactly.
Is he
So-
jacked in some of them?
Yeah, he had his shirt off on a horse and everything. Yeah.
Yeah, you had to get the hollow chase card.
Oh yeah. I needed the hollow Ho Chi Minh. Yeah. The gradient one.
Crack
No,
nice
that's-
parallels.
I'm
I
picking
really-
up from context clues.
listen-
That means a holographic card. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
But I
yeah,
really
see?
do hope. I really do hope we make jokes. But I really do hope like because
Someone sends us a pack of Ho Chi Minh cards.
What? No. I really do hope the Vietnamese government doesn't find these. Like that me saying all of this. Like if it's just
You're an American
audio.
citizen. You're in the clear, dude.
Yeah, but it's like I still have family there. If I want to go visit, they're gonna be like, "Hey, you're the guy. You're the freaking guy." Yeah, lock him up. How's this
Pissed off our
freaking
country.
photo cards, huh? Anyway,
Those are national treasures. How dare
but
you?
there's always like being like a Vietnamese person that lives overseas. You're always like super paranoid about the stuff you say on the internet. Because then, like, if the government over there see it, then you might get put on a list and not,
Do you think they have the capability? Well, I don't know. How many
You
people
think
are in
we're big
Vietnam?
enough that they're listening to this?
Hey, man, the reach of Ho Chi Minh know no bounds.
Yeah,
you
they
know
both
what I'm
put
saying?
out tracers.
Yeah.
Hey,
Um,
tell them to give us more listeners then. Make themselves useful.
yeah. Right. At some point. Hey, listen. Right now, we probably have maybe one listener. If we see randomly 12 to 15 Vietnamese people listening,
Be
or
afraid.
15, yeah, exactly. That's a whole department. They're doing a whole case
Oh
on me.
man, watch the analytics, huh?
Right, exactly. Anyway, so let me get to a real thing that I collect. Friggin' Funko Pops. Like I used to
Uh-huh.
love Funko Pops. I buy a lot of them, and then I
What do
realized,
you do? Mainly like movie characters?
yeah, a lot of time it was movie character. Mostly was Star Wars character for a long while. So it was like I had Vader, I had Kylo Ren, I had damn, I'm bad at my Star Wars character. Who's Han Solo black friend that stole his
Lando?
Lando, yeah.
I
I
think
had
it's the other way
Lando.
around. Han technically stole it from Lando, but
Right, exactly.
Right. Han's black friend though.
I forgot his name. He's like
Lando.
I'm trying to I think before Finn, he might have been the only black guy in Star Wars. No, before
Mace Windu.
Before Mace Windu.
yeah,
Exactly.
It's not a lot. There's
exactly.
not a lot of options.
You get three
man.
of them. That's it.
Not a lot of
yeah,
options.
exactly. So, anyway, so yeah, it was them, and then I got Shazam from like the DC movies.
Yeah.
I got him. That was cool. And then this is so stupid, and I'll get to. I gotta talk about it. When I was in college, I had this friend of mine, and he was, for whatever reason, he get hyper fixated on things, and like at one point it was The Witcher and Funko Pop at the same time. So when The Witcher Funko Pops came out,
His head
he
exploded.
yeah, but he rushed to a GameStop and bought 20 of them with the hope that he could resell them. And you can't resell Funko Pops. There's no like shortage of them. So he had 20 of them just sitting around.
Oh,
And
man.
I was like, hey, can I just have one? He's like, yeah, sure, man. I'll just let you have one. I was gonna sell these, but nobody's buying them. So I was like,
Yeah, when every GameStop had them,
exactly.
nobody wants
Yeah.
them.
He had this bright idea of going to like 3-4 GameStop in the area and just buying all of them and like monopolize them. I'm like, are you fucking dumb?
Yeah, it's a bad businessman right
Yeah,
there.
no, seriously. Anyway, so I have one of those, and then after that whole ordeal, I was like, this is who collect Funko Pops? So like, yo, this shit sucks. And I just stopped.
He quit.
Yeah, exactly. So I quit it the same way I quit VTubers, but it was
Man,
just, yeah.
I love Funko Pops. I don't know why I love them. I don't own any of them, but I do love them.
They look stupid though.
Well,
Like,
that's
with the
part of their charm.
eyes.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Yeah,
Well,
they're ridiculous.
look, we talked about muscle, little
Yeah.
muscle guys. I mean, late 80s, early 90s, trolls.
Trolls. Yeah.
Well, that was a resurgence, right? Didn't the trolls happen early in like the late 60s or 70s? And then the second reason I had troll dolls. I had troll dolls in the 80s.
Yeah, I couldn't.
I didn't have a huge
couldn't tell
collection,
ya.
but I had more than one.
And
I
they've
had
made a resurgence recently with the movies.
yeah. Which I was like, how do you make a story out of these trolls? You just got them because they looked hilarious. And then I had a couple of little ones. Then I had like a medium-sized one that was super cool. And you just pull their hair up. Again, it was much simpler times. We were a lot easier amused.
You ever have the ones with the jewels in their belly? Was that all of them?
Yeah, no, I do remember that. I think they did have like
Hello, Joel. I remember ones. I think they were called like. Okay, there's my mom. Nasty trolls. Thank you.
Nasty trolls, huh?
And
just like
you
online, nasty
you squeeze
trolls.
their bellies. You squeeze their bellies. They were like hollow, and their tongue was like a party favor. And it unrolled their tongue, so like stuck your tongue out at you.
Oh, that's funny. I must have aged out of them. I did not see that one. The nasty trolls.
So
nasty
I
trolls.
also had trolls as a child. Yeah,
That's hilarious. Yeah. No,
So Winston, all the Winstons are adult collections. You didn't have any kid collections?
Did you collect anything stupid as a kid?
Marbles. It's really into marbles.
Collect rocks.
Did you play the game Marbles, or you just collected them?
No, we played with marbles. Like we would like shoot marbles.
Shoot the marble game? Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. But no, didn't collect rocks. Was not a rock collector guy. I feel like I would have been one of those crystal guys nowadays if I had kept doing that.
Ooh, speaking of weird people, Brian, did you ask your family about horses?
Oh yeah,
I did, and you were correct.
Did you do a horse girl?
Huh?
So let's explain to the audience.
Yeah.
I don't know if we talked about this on air.
Yeah.
So we had a discussion about horse girls, and
I had no idea what you were talking about.
It's a term that me and Winston are familiar with, where especially in school, there's always at
least one girl,
and they were just odd, and they were way too into horses.
Yeah.
like way too into horses.
They ride
they
them
would-
on the weekend. They look at photos of horses. They
Reading
have a horse
horse
backpack.
books.
Yeah. It's
Their
weird.
folders had horse. Like,
Yeah.
I'm like way too into horses.
Right.
Yeah. So I did, and you said everybody knows one. I'm like, I did not know one. So I did ask my wife, and immediately she said, yes, I do know.
Your wife knew a horse girl.
She did. I just asked her the question, and she's like, and so I was like, well, man, I guess Tony was right.
Yeah, it's so
Everybody
funny.
does.
Did you ask your daughters?
No, I haven't seen. I will have to ask them.
I do need to know whether horse girls are still prevalent in 2024.
Exactly.
Might not be
Yeah.
cool anymore, huh?
Yeah. like-
Listen, do horse girls go out of fashion?
I don't know. Do they turn into
I
pick me girls? No, I don't think.
No. Horse girls always dress a certain way too. Like
Have you ever seen the horse girls online that run like horses?
oh yeah. Yeah, that was crazy. Wait, was it a horse or was it a dog that she was trying to run? Like she's on all
No.
four, right?
At least this one girl runs like she gets down on all fours
are-
and runs and she had like you see like the horse competitions where like jump over fences and
Yeah,
stuff. She had
does
like a
that.
human sized one set up that she runs.
She clears it, Brian.
She runs this
clears
track
it.
like a horse.
Yeah.
Bring this up, Winston.
Hold on. Oh, yeah, I gotta find it.
When? Okay, how did this? Is this like an old viral video or is this new?
it
This
was
sounds
It's not
so weird.
new. It's within the last 6 or 7 years, I'd
I
say.
searched girl who acts like, and obviously horse come up. Oh yeah, there we go. She was on Little Big Shots. I don't know what that is, but
I think that was
Yeah.
like an America's Got Talent for like kids or something.
oh really?
Maybe, I don't know.
Oh, sorry, wrong screen. You're looking at my other one. Wait. Do screen share. There
See,
we go.
Winston has to talk himself through it.
Yeah.
Okay, this is just weird. This is already weird.
So she's already on all four.
That looks more comfortable to me.
It looks like an England thing.
Like a horse.
Yeah.
I will say a characteristic of horse girl, they always have curly hair. I don't know why that is.
Really little.
And what makes you want to do that?
Yeah, click forward until we can see the running of the horse girl.
There you go.
Oh, this is so weird.
Don't do the trumpet like that. That's degrading.
For people who's listening, she is just clearing this thing on all four. I mean, it's
She's
still
got like a little bush and the gates.
yeah.
And
I mean, it's a replica.
Oh, he
he's
has
gonna-
a
he's
hoop
gonna
in his
jump
hand.
through hoops. Why is
if he gives her a sugar cube, I'm done. I'm done.
okay? That was
Oh, look at the little gallop at the end. That's crazy.
yeah. That was. I didn't like that.
Yeah. Oh man, that's weird. All right. Anyway, yeah. So
That was bizarre.
it is so
What is
weird.
that? What is
So
like?
we
you
know to a degree horse girls still exist.
Okay.
But I want to
not like that weird shit we just watched.
That's
wanna
that's
know
the
if
next
there's
step
still-
of being a horse girl, right? It's
Yeah.
like you're into horses, you're into riding horses,
Then you end up being
wanna be a
horses.
horse.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
It's
like
the
what's that
perfect
book
track all over
series?
again, man.
It was that book
Animorphs.
series? Yeah,
It's the
Animorphs.
Animorphs.
Yeah. That's the very last step is you morph into a horse, right?
And again, me and Winston were looking at Animorph books a couple days ago, and it's just like
That's
that,
just a weird sentence.
that middle phase
Yeah.
is always like nightmare fuel. It's always
Yeah.
horrific looking, and unfortunately, what we just watched was the middle phase.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
the middle phase of somebody thinking.
she
they were
wasn't
a horse,
morphing,
half
though.
horse,
That
half
was-
Animorph
horse.
middle
yeah.
phase personified.
Yeah. But
Oh man,
yeah,
It-
man, that's freaking weird. I don't
if
know.
if like intelligent life outside this planet are receiving intermittent transmissions and like some of the random stuff that would go out in the universe like this, they would be like, no, these people are weird. I don't think we want to go to that planet. Those people are lunatics.
Everybody, yeah,
on,
Earth
guys.
is the trailer park of.
I found a video.
The
I found
universe.
another video of another girl.
Stop it. There
Also
need
jump
to be
like-
more than one.
Hold on.
Please.
She jumps like a horse, but this time she's actually clearing these things. It's like way higher than the other girl. I'm
This is
impressed.
that girl a few years later.
Yeah,
After,
years ago.
This is the one I was thinking of.
Yeah.
Years old. I I like to jumping like a
So this
I like her jumping
10-year-old
like a horse.
is
she
in an
said.
actual field or in a whatever.
Like a den barn thing. Like, you see this, Brian? She's just clearing these. Holy shit.
You know what the best part is? The actual horse
the
running
actual
in
horse
the
in the
background.
background. Yeah, he's like mad. Like that's weird. Like she's in the
She's taking
okay.
his thing.
The
Yeah.
horse is like, what the hell is she doing over there?
I mean, who's encouraging this? Who's filming it?
Her
Who's
parents.
putting these?
Her parents aren't home.
Is that a marketable skill? I mean, I'm sure she's probably in
The real
shape,
question
but I
is,
mean,
does she grow out of it, or is it just something
Yeah,
she kind of hides
yeah.
in the back of her head?
it's
and,
like instead of
yeah.
sucking her thumb, she runs around like a horse, and so
Right,
she's
exactly.
going to do that into adulthood.
and it's like when
Do
she
you
get
put
a
that on your dating
boyfriend,
pro?
That's
Do you put that on
exactly
your
it,
dating
right?
profile?
Yeah, it's like, do
only,
you
only farmers? Heck yeah.
yeah, do you disclose that, but like on a first date, or is that like you kind of hide it to their like in a relationship?
Her profile says
Nay.
23, lives in Wisconsin, likes Italian food,
Love hay.
can clear a 5-foot gable.
And I'm a huge fan of the Kentucky Derby.
Yeah.
yeah. It's just the more you read the bio, the more it's hinting at.
Wait,
the
the more
Wait a
unhinged.
second. Yeah. Oh man. Again, reason number
Oh.
759 not to be on a dating app.
Exactly.
Enjoys a good bag of oats.
Parrots are my favorite. It's
Yeah,
just
it's
like,
Favorite band, Hall and Oates.
all I know it's crazy.
Nope, it's
Like to be
Daryl.
brushed on the daily.
This episode is just us bullying different demographics, man. Like,
It's bullying in baseball.
yeah,
Yeah.
It's got weird.
yeah.
Well, that's what happens when you it all went south when we started with the baseball analogy and kept it going.
Yeah, man.
None of us
And it
are
wasn't
sports guys.
intentional though. It wasn't intentional. It just kind of happened.
No, we
No,
don't,
it
we
was
don't have
clearly
game
leading up
plans
to your
here.
LA Dodgers thing
Yeah.
into VTubers.
Right. Exactly.
And we can draw the line connecting the dots as it happens.
But we did it, right? It's just like let's just move on. Let's not keep I'm trying to squeeze in a baseball reference here, but I don't watch enough baseball, so I'm like struggling with like
Yeah,
it's-
that's true.
yeah.
We don't want the conversation to go foul. I don't know. I mean,
Oh,
it's
God, that's
yeah. See, I mean,
terrible.
now they're just.
See, now we're
they're
forcing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
We'll edit those
So
out.
I think, listen, I'm just going to call it.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening. Appreciate it. If you like this, tell somebody else. Make them listen to it. Rate and subscribe wherever you're listening to so you don't miss new episodes. If you want us to talk about something, you can show up here live on our Twitch streams. You can find out when we go live by following us on our Instagram. That would be at podcastxyz. If you've got questions or topics for us to talk about, you can send us an email at podcastxyz@gmail.com. Check us out on TikTok. Check us out on our YouTube. We've got some extra stuff going on there. I want to plug our TV show theme song brackets that we'll be doing throughout the summer. Those will go up as we get to them. Also, we're going to start a new thing that our post show, you can catch us live where we interact with chat. If you don't, then you can catch it the Monday after an episode comes up, but that will be exclusive to our YouTube channel. You can go buy some merch, check out Winston's Watch and Listen list, and go look at our blocks of text that talk about when we've talked about things on our home on the web at podcastxyz.podbean.com. And with that, we will see everybody next time.
See ya.
See you next time, guys.